So last boring lecture from me is about crate training. Crate training is for the safety of your puppy and the safety of your household items, and it is for the sanity of you. So crate training does not have to be a lifelong thing. There's lots of dogs that, a lot of our dogs that are out of their crates by like 6 months to a year. But before that, I cannot stress enough how important crate training is. Also, if your dog goes to the vet, if your dog goes to the groomer, if your dog for whatever reason has to be in a crate, we like them to be comfortable in that crate so that you can utilize that when needed and they don't panic during those moments as well. We've done a lot of crate training with all of our puppies. The goal for us for crate training is to make it as pleasant as possible for the puppies so that they have a really positive lifelong relationship with their crate. It does not mean seclusion. It does not mean my people leave me. It's just a safe den-like environment for them to go to. So for their safety and the safety of our stuff and for our sanity as well. Things that can and cannot go in the crate. Usually when they get a little bit older, you can jazz it up a little bit. When they're younger, you have to worry about safety because Goldens like to put everything in their mouth and they like to eat everything, and they're going to start teething somewhere between 14 and 16 weeks where they're going to really want to, where they might not have chewed before, they're going to want to chew now. So I like to, rule of thumb for me is if I can imagine dragging it behind my car for a mile and running it over and it survives, then that's a crate safe toy. Things like Nylabones, Kongs, any of those like harder rubbery toys are really great for the crate. Make sure that if you are getting Nylabones and Kongs, you are getting something that is for puppies, but for large breed power puppies. Because unfortunately, you'll find puppy chews. You'll get it in the mail and it'll be this big and it'll fall apart in seconds because, oh, that might be a puppy chew for a 2-pound, 8-week Chihuahua versus a 12-week Golden Retriever. So you want to make sure that you have tough chewing puppy toys in there. You can also, we want to make the crate a fun place. You don't have to put 20 toys in there. It can just be like 2 to 3. But I like to have special chews that are specific just for the crate, like collagen chews are really great for this. Or those yak cheese, I forgot, I'm blanking. I think they're yak cheese sticks. Those are really, really great for the crate as well. And I don't have the dog leave the crate with that. They only get that in the crate. So then they learn, okay, this is where the good stuff comes from. I also, to help create a positive association with it, we like to feed the dogs in their crates so that they know that this is where a lot of really good stuff comes from. So I'll do that as well. So that's crate safe toys. The meaning of the crate for the dog, I touched base on that a little bit, is this is just a safe place to go to decompress. This is not, crate does not equal seclusion. And that's where you run into a lot of issues with puppies with the crate is they go, I go in here and then you leave me. And that's really hard on me. There's going to be times where that is what's going to happen. But the way that you can help that definition not equal seclusion is have it mean other things as well. So I like to have a crate next to me. I tend to have more than one crate in my house. I have one for sleeping, and then I have one that it's a little bit easier to move around that I'll bring with me to different rooms. So if I'm working, I might put a crate next to me. I sometimes have the door open. I sometimes have it closed. I like to make it the most cozy place in the room so that the puppy goes, I'm tired, I'm going to go inside here because this is really cozy. I also don't bother them when they're in their crate. I want it to equal peace and calm. So I might do things like when I'm working, I'll leave the crate door open. This is when I might put a fluffy bed in there or something. I like to leave it open. I will take a Kong and I will actually, a lot of these are not crate safe toys. There's like little balls that they make. You can put treats in here. Something for the puppy to do while they're in there is really nice. I like to take Kongs or toys like this where they have a hole in the middle. I might even use I have some slow feeder bowls, looks like a little maze. I'll drill into it and create a hole, and I will actually zip tie them to the back of the crate. So I like to put, you can even put something good in here as well. Some sort of like paste. We'll put the raw meat in there and I'll freeze it too. They like that. Zip tie that towards the back of the crate. What happens is you're in there in the room, you're working, whatever. Puppy goes, wow, there's something really good in here, but the door is open. So I have the option to come in and leave whenever I want. It doesn't equal I go in here and oh my gosh, I'm left alone. So I like to have that zip tied towards the end so it entices them to go in there, have a good time, but then they can leave whenever they're done. So that's a great way to help the crate not mean something like seclusion or with the door closed. A lot of times if you do this, that's how we get the adult dogs that I actually take the door off, and then this just becomes their den where they get to go and relax. So that's, you just create a positive association with it. There is going to be some time where you're going to put her in there and she's not going to be too happy about it. To a degree, once they get a little bit older, they do kind of have to figure it out because you can't just be standing next to the crate the whole time. But we have done a lot of that positive introduction. Wherever you decide you want her to sleep in the night, it's probably good to start her crate there because you don't want her getting too used to having you right next to her, and then you're just doing the same hurdle 3 months down the line. So whatever you want her to sleep in the night, you know, do that. This would come out during the night though, because they do like to chew on the corners. I think it's just a giant stuffed toy. Yeah, you can, problem solving, if she's having an issue, you can try covering the crate with a blanket. A lot of them, that helps them create more of a den-like environment, helps calm them down. I also like to have white noise in the room. I find that's really, really helpful. So that could be a fan, a TV, something like that. If I wake up in the night, I don't like to let puppy out unless they decide to cry and whine, and that's why I woke up and they have to go to the bathroom. Because they have great internal clocks, and she will learn very quickly that you wake up at 3 a.m. to go to the bathroom, which means I wake up at 3 a.m. to play, and we don't want that. So wait till she needs to come out if it's during the night. During the day, if they're barking, I try not to let puppies out while they're barking, because then they'll learn pretty quickly, wow, if I scream, you come and let me out. So the next time you put me in here, I'm going to scream louder and longer, because then you're going to come running to let me out. So if that's the case, I like to put something over the top. What I tend to do is I have you always take a deep breath before you do this, because you don't want to come in too hot. I actually use a wooden spoon, and crate is covered so dog cannot see me. I have white noise in the room so dog cannot hear me. I take it and I just tap the top of the crate while they're barking. What dogs usually have to do is they have to stop barking to go, what is that? That's a strange noise. At that point, that's when I rip open the door, let puppy out, so that it's not I bark and then I get let out. So that's usually the kiss of death, is if you just let them out every single time they bark, then she'll learn pretty quickly. I sometimes put puppies in the room where I'm walking around the room. I sometimes leave the room. You just don't want the crate to equal seclusion. So as long as you vary it, then you can redefine the crate as just, hey, I'm just hanging out in here. This is too small. They graduate from here at 10 weeks. If puppy is going to if you have a large crate to start, puppy goes to the corner, is able to go to the bathroom and gets away from it, and you see that habit happening, that tells you that you need to either get a divider, or if it already came with one, this one's stuck, there we go. If it already came with one, you can put the divider in just large enough so your puppy can sit down, lay down, and turn around and comfortably. So then if she's already done this with us, so she understands the consequences of going in the crate of, oh, now I have to dance in it. And as gross as puppies are, even puppies don't want to be in their own excrements. So that can help. You usually only have to do that for about a week, and then the light bulb comes on of, okay, I guess I shouldn't go to the bathroom in the crate. But that is crate training.